Hello everyone, my name's TroyPM, and in this video I got something special planned. Something scary, in fact. I hope it wasn't too obvious by today's date, and the fact I ditched my old gray background with a smartboard to sit down in the woods with nothing but this fire pit in front of me. Anyways, this fire pit is ample opportunity to talk some scary Geometry Dash levels. Because something like that could ever exist. I mean, look at this. I'm shitting my pants, this is so scary. Geometry Dash isn't really the first game I would classify as a horror game. I mean, you're a square jumping over triangles, how much less scary can it get? Oh yeah, like most games with a level creator, it was pretty much inevitable that somebody would make scary levels with it. But of course, with the technical limitations of Geometry Dash and its level editor, it is very hard to pull off. But come on, this is Geometry Dash we're talking about here. Give players the benefit of the doubt, and after enough time, they'll prove you wrong. So, over the course of this game's history, there have been many scary levels that have been made. So for Halloween this year, we're going to be taking a look at some scary levels and determine if they're actually scary or not. Let's start off with one of the most popular ones to ever come out of this game, Peaceful by Small and Xylonox. Peaceful is a level where, for the most part, everything looks very peaceful. Everything has happy faces, everything is bouncing up and down, everything looks like it's straight out of the CoComelon video. Until about a third of the way through where everything glitches out. After a bit it goes back to normal, but it's not long from that point where everything goes scary. Oh god, what is that? What happened to them? I was just showing my kids this and oh my gosh! There's so many mouths! So many eyes! Just make it stop! End it up! Then it goes back to normal. Now that we're done with that whole story part of Peaceful, does it actually succeed at being scary? Well, many people would say yes, and in my opinion, I don't really think so. I think from the overly happy attitude from the very beginning, you could already tell that something's gonna go wrong. And the song doesn't help as well, especially at these two parts. I think if the level went straight from this happy-go-lucky decoration and gameplay, then went straight to all of this, no questions asked, then that would be pretty scary. But of course, it wouldn't really match the song, I get it. But unfortunately, that just stops this level from being a very scary level to a level with a really well-executed theme. Another well-themed level is the level Red Rooms by 2003 Devon. The name Red Rooms comes from an internet urban legend in which live streams of gore, porn, and gross stuff like that are hosted on the dark web. And boy, does this level have a lot of gore. Some parts of the level I'm too scared to show without pixelating it. But in my opinion, this level comes off more as gross instead of scary. There isn't any real story that can make it scary. But it can make up for that in its well-executed decoration. Blood, guts, bones, maggots, mucus, hell, even a transition where a woman gets shot in the goddamn face. All of it is really impressive artwork, but not having any clear story to all this gory decoration makes it feel less meaningful in this scary sense. Like watching a snuff film compared to a horror movie. While the snuff film has a bunch of gory stuff in them that a horror movie can't even dream of putting in, they can't compare to how scary a horror movie can be, if it's done correctly. So what am I trying to get at here? What I'm trying to say is that in order to have a scary Geometry Dash level, you have to have a scary story and gory decoration. These two levels have incredible decoration, but they sacrifice having a good story to make you scared of this decoration. But what about levels that sacrifice scary decoration in order to have a really good story? That's where we get Killbot and Requiem. Killbot and Requiem are a two-level series made by Lithofusion, along with some help from Fardreamer and Xylonox. Anyway, the story of Killbot is that it's a computer virus in which whenever it infects a computer, it attempts to drive the user to suicide. And this can be told in the amazing decoration. All these intense flashes that say something along the lines of, obey, death, cry, ha ha ha, all in an attempt to kill the player or drive them to suicide, I mean. The level concludes with your computer being able to successfully get rid of the Killbot virus. For most people, they would have killed themselves before they got to this screen, but you somehow escaped unharmed. Unfortunately, the level isn't seen as being that scary, especially because of the community making a joke out of the level. Alright, so we're done with Killbot, but what about Requiem? Requiem has a pretty similar story to Killbot, but with a twist. Instead of it being an emotionless computer virus tempting you to off yourself, it is rather a suicide victim communicating with you beyond the grave about their suicide. And the whole level is dedicated to Lithofusion's real-life friend who took his own life, David. Most of the decoration doesn't really serve as a way to tell the story. Actually, most of the story can be inferred based on the text that flashes through the level, which reads as the following. Hello? Can anyone hear me? Please. Where are you? Where are you? They're all blinded. They don't want me. I don't want them. Don't do it. Don't make my mistakes. It wasn't worth it. Promise me. You won't forget me. Don't obey the virus. That last part could be a reference to Killbot with it being a computer virus and all, but I think it would be a bit disrespectful to make a link between a level that's pretty much an inside joke within the Geometry Dash community, and a level that is quite literally dedicated to a real person's death. So I won't be the one to make that connection. Anyways, as you can see throughout the dialogue in Requiem, the person talking to you convinces himself that no one cares for them, and that they don't matter. At the end of the level, we could see him saying things along the lines of, "Don't do it, it wasn't worth it, promise me, you won't forget me," showing signs of obvious regret for what they did. I think the story of these two levels are amazing. The decoration really matches the story. If the decoration focused more on scaring the player, then it would probably be the scariest level in the whole game. But in my opinion, just the thought of this being actually a person describing their suicide from beyond the grave is already pretty scary. Okay, so we looked at levels that tell a great story, and levels that have great decoration. But what happens when these two forces balance each other out? A level that pulls these two daunting tasks off so perfectly. Collab Level by Mindcap and more is that level. Oh my god, this level is so good. It is probably the best scary level in the whole game. You know my main two issues I had with Peaceful, right? Well, this level fixes those mistakes and makes everything even better. It starts off looking like a normal, easy medium demon from the very start. There's no issue here whatsoever. Nothing looks overly happy like it's trying to deceive you. Nothing looks overly grim like it tells you what's going to happen next. It literally just looks like a normal collab level. Up until a minute in, when you're expecting this is all that the level's going to be, that's when the first happens. It flashes collab level and then we see this. I don't know what it is about these cutscenes, but they're just so much more scary than the gory parts in Peaceful and Red Rooms. I can't put my finger on why though. Maybe because of the fact that the level was made with the least amount of objects in mind? That makes it more realistic? Kind of like Call of Duty World at War zombies. It feels more like a fight for your life compared to Black Ops 3 zombies, despite being less realistic. Then after a while, it goes back to normal. Just like that. Kind of like you just skipped ahead in the level a little bit. And instead of this normal part lasting for a second or two like it does in Peaceful, it lasts for almost a minute. It is just enough time so that as soon as you're losing the adrenaline from the first scare, another one happens. This one is a lot more trippy than the last one, a lot more rainbows, and at the end we see this weird face. Ew. At this point the level changes completely. Everything gets a lot faster and jumpier than before. It's a little unnerving after what we just saw there. The level slows down for a while throughout this part before coming to a halt completely. Then you're going up and down this weird Did that just get you? It should have. Completely unexpected. You start to see yourself climbing up and down a human spine. So many hanging bodies in the background and the foreground. They're just everywhere. Thankfully, it all stops. Listen closely. You're then transported to this area with a lot of pillars. We see the face we saw earlier in the distance. Close up all over the place. It feels like you're playing hide and seek with whatever this thing is. 100% honestly, this is probably one of the scariest things to come out of the entire game. You're on edge this entire time. You hear this weird pounding sound throughout the whole thing. It makes you feel like even when you see nothing down the hall, there's something there with you. Nearly after 2 minutes of this, it's over. There's just one gameplay section left. And after you're done with this part, You can say that you've beaten Collab Level. I wasn't lying when I said this level was good. This level is just perfect in every way. Not only do I think the gameplay segments are well done, but just the way it scares you. The detail in the scares. The song matches perfectly. I think it's fair to say that this is the scariest level in Geometry Dash. Now, 2 Kid Friendly can just fuck right off. This level does such a poor attempt at scaring you. It tries to do what Peaceful does, look all happy and unassuming in the beginning. But if it's trying to do that, why the hell does it glitch out at the very beginning? It's not even subtle with it. Look, the whole screen glitches out. Now, I'll give the level this. The movements are so well done. Look at this lip sync. I've never seen this done in a Geometry Dash level before. But of course, since it's trying to pull a Peaceful on us, these guys are pretty much the equivalent of these things. So when does it all glitch out and we get to see them deformed into horrifying beings? Well, it doesn't happen out of nowhere. No. If it did, then this level would actually be scary. It slowly forms into the scary part. Starting with this airship exploding, then we go to this volcano part, then a nuke gets dropped. What? Is this where they live? Then it goes to this. What is this? Oh, then we go to heaven. Okay, I guess they all died. The next part is a cutscene where we get to see them die. What? What was the point of all the stuff we just saw? The airship, the volcano, the nuke. What? I would have imagined that maybe one was on the airship when it exploded, a few were in the city when it got nuked, maybe one was trying to scale the volcano, I don't know. But no, actually the orange guy ignited himself, the green guy got hit by a car, the blue guy got hung. I don't even know what the hell happened to the white guy. Then it gets to this part. Jesus Christ, that's ugly. I guess this is this level's equivalent of this part in Peaceful, but it's just executed so poorly. What made that part scary and Peaceful was that it switched up on us. The art style changed. It looked all scary. This just looks weird. Look at their fucking teeth. Pretty much, it just switches to different parts that don't matter to the level story at all. Then we get to a boss fight. Now, I'll be honest, the idea for this boss fight is pretty cool. A 3-phase boss where you knock off its head, then you have to knock off its body, and then you're getting chased by the legs. That's actually pretty cool. After this, there's a cutscene with more pointless gore. And like I said with Red Rooms, you don't want any pointless gore on your level, or else it devalues the gore we're supposed to care about. Like with the part that comes up right after this cutscene where we see those guys again. Instead, they're dying in different ways now. That guy got deformed. Hey, I thought he got lit on fire. Hey, what happened to this guy's eyes? I thought he just got hit in the head with something. Oh, and the green guy shoots himself. Thank fuck this is the end of the level. Now, let me give my full definitive opinion on this level. The level tries to be very dark and scary at some points, but for some reason, this style is just so strict throughout the level. It really prevents it from scaring you. And the song, oh god, the song. I can't believe I haven't touched it till now. Listen to the happy and scary parts of Peaceful song. Now Collab Level song. And now 2 Kid Friendly song. Wow, that's a fucking big difference. So yeah, 2 Kid Friendly is a bad scary level because it has a song that isn't scary, decoration that isn't scary, and a story that doesn't make any sense at all. How does this have 4 million views? I think that's all I got for this Halloween. Now, of course, don't think that these are the only scary levels out there. More or less, it's just a list of some of the most recognizable and really unique ones out there. Heck, there are probably a few that I didn't mention, and when somebody in the comments goes, hey, you forgot about Wisteria. Wait, I forgot about Wisteria. Well, no time to go back now. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next upload. Bye!